Hi there, welcome back to DIY Beauty on Purpose. Today is a great day. This video is filled with tons of inspiration for you. Today I have for you 4 high-end dupes inspired by Kirkland's, Pottery Barn, and E2 Home. Let's get started. Our first inspiration comes from E2 Home. This beautiful Daisy serving board was $200 and I was able to recreate it using a $1 wooden flower from the Dollar Tree. Right now it's probably $1.25, but when I purchased it, I actually paid $1. So I removed everything from it, sticker, jute string, and then I took this lid from a mason jar and I used it to trace a circle in the center. And now I am using a brush and going to use a rag to stain the center using a stain that is going to be the closest as possible to the original inspiration piece. So after I had it nicely painted or stained, I just dabbed the excess from it, and then it's time to start painting the actual flower. I am using Rust-Oleum chalk pen in the linen white, and actually one coat was sufficient. And we're just about done. Wasn't this like the quickest dupe ever? Let me remind you what the original piece from E2 Home looked like. And this is my piece. $1.25 now on Dollar Tree. Great find. I was so lucky to see this wooden flower. I loved it. The next high-end dupe is inspired by Pottery Barn. This beautiful garland is $99, and I'm going to recreate it using these ping pong balls. Now, these you can find at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 as well. And then these 2 foam circles are really just to hold these skewers while I paint them. So I'm going to use my little wood burning tool here to burn a hole on each side of each ping pong ball. And once each hole is made, then I am going to then thread it right onto the skewer, and that way it's going to stay put because these little balls want to go everywhere all the time. And it's also really easy to paint when they are there. So I'm going to do the same thing on all the ping pong balls. I am going to take another one of those round foam circles, and it's just to hold things together, but I ended up separating them. You'll see that here in a minute. The paint that I am using is by Rust-Oleum. They're milk paint in the Highline blue. It is beautiful. It is actually very close to the glass balls on the original inspiration from Pottery Barn. But yeah, I'm just going to give them one coat. That was actually sufficient, and then I'm going to let them fully dry. I took the balls out of these skewers, and I am going to just thread some jute string through each hole, and I am going to knot them in between just like the original from Pottery Barn. My friends, I want to remind you that if you have not visited my Etsy shop, it is always linked down below in the description box. I add new farmhouse decals almost every week. It is free shipping on all orders, no matter the size, and I'd love for you to check it out. Again, it is linked down below. So we're almost done here with this one, another super easy one, and I love it. It's definitely one of my favorites. Let me remind you what the original from Pottery Barn for $99 looked like, and this is mine for $1.25, ping pong balls from Dollar Tree. I think it's a great, great deal. Our next high-end decor dupe is inspired by this wreath from Kirkland's, which is $25. It really isn't that much, but I was able to recreate it for a lot less. I'm going to take this leftover wreath form. I think it came from like a 3-tier wreath form a while back from Dollar Tree. I had it left, I kept it. I'm also using some foam core from Dollar Tree, and I freehanded the word high to kind of mimic the original piece. And then I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and cut it all around, and that way I'll have a freestanding word high. I already had on hand these jewels. They're like diamonds. You can get them at Dollar Tree. They come a ton in a little baggie. And I'm just going to hot glue them all around the word high. I am now going to start threading some of these wood beads that I already had on hand. Now these I got on Amazon, and I do also have them on my Amazon store. So if you have not visited my Amazon store, it is again always linked down below in the description box. I have all of my favorite supplies, tools, and paints all in one place. So check it out. It is linked down below. So I just threaded enough to cover that one side like the original had. Once I had enough, then I just replaced the little wreath together there and then tighten it. And I'm just going to place the high, kind of like move things around until I see what I like. And then I'm going to hot glue it in place. Now we're going to start placing some greenery. These lamps here I got at Walmart. They come in 2 picks for, I believe it's like $1.98. And they're very close to the greenery from the original piece from Kirkland. So we're going to just tie them. Some are going to be facing up. Some are going to be facing down. I'm just going to tie it with some jute string. And that's it for this one. I love this one. It's actually... I'm surprised because I'm not a lot of the bling kind of decor person, but here's the original from Kirkland's. It was $25 and here is mine. I did it for about $7. This was me kind of guesstimating according to everything that I used, but I still think it's a great deal. This next high-end decor dupe is from Kirkland as well. It's $180 and it is a rusted windmill, and I knew I could recreate it. So I'm using some more of that foam core from the Dollar Tree. And I just free-handed what a blade would look like, and it kind of like the size that I needed. And then I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and my square here to make sure that each cut is as straight as possible. Then I'm going to use that one as my guide, and I'm going to actually cut 12 of them. I also would love to connect with you on Instagram and Facebook. I just recently created a Facebook group where we can connect with other crafters, share our inspiration, and just inspire each other. And I would love to connect with you there. It is also linked down below in the description box. All right, so we're just about done with cutting all the blades, and now I'm just going to sand them down a little bit using my sanding block, and this is just going to smooth out the edges and make it look like it's not foam core. Now I'm going to take this cap. This cap is from like a bottle that I had laying around. I thought it was the perfect size, so I'm going to start hot gluing the blades onto it, and then I'm going to place a small little foam core on the back to secure everything in place. And now it's time to create the kind of like wire circle around the center. So I had this windmill from the Dollar Tree that I've had for a while, for probably like a year now. And I just cut the long part of it. And I'm going to use this planter just kind of help me out and start making it into a circle. Then I had to do it by hand. I also used some pliers that I had on hand just to make it as close as possible to a circle. This piece of wood was a piece of scrap 1x3 that I already had at home. It was already this size and everything. I just grabbed it. I'm going to crisscross a couple of lines here, and then I'm going to find the middle, and I am going to drill a hole with a drill bit that matches the size of my dowel. And then I'm going to place some hot glue in the center and then place the dowel, and that thing is not going anywhere. Then I'm going to take everything out to the garage, and I'm going to give it, actually it's like 1.5 coats. So it was 1 full coat, and then here and there where it needed it, using this flat black Rust-Oleum spray paint. I'm going to use some antiquing wax to just kind of dab it onto the kind of like the middle wire as well as the middle portion. The original piece was rusted and it had a little bit of rust on it, so I just wanted to mimic that. And then I'm going to hot glue the rim here onto the center, and then I am going to do the same technique with the antiquing wax onto the center of the windmill. And then it's time to attach everything together. So now I'm going to put some hot glue on the back, then I'm going to take the black dowel and then just place it, and then place another piece of foam core to secure everything in place, and we are done. This one took a little longer because it was a lot of pieces and a lot of parts, but I love a challenge. This one was $180 from Kirkland's, and here's mine. I love the way this one turned out. I created it for about $1.50 because if you include the foam core, but it was a piece of foam core I already had on hand. The dowel was a part of like a bigger group, so just pieces of here and there that I already had. I created it for about $1.50, give or take. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know which one is your favorite. Which one do you think you would love to recreate, or which one was the closest do you think I got to the original? If you are visiting for the first time, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you consider joining our YouTube family. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. As always, I am going to have a playlist here with tons more of dupes inspiration for you. There's a video and a playlist. Check them out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.